There you go. I ended it early by accident.
I was like, wait, what?
Welcome to our what should be Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two
crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time I'm low on electrolytes, Joe, you'll be alerted to it. This is a public service announcement. Somebody out there is like Rachel and low on electrolytes. You know what I blame as far as electrolytes being low? The fact that it has been cold. Because it's been cold, I've been wanting like warm beverages like coffee, but I brought like the fruity flavors of salty with us. I should have brought more hot chocolate.
So I'm going to apologize right off the bat. The quality of the stream is not going to be great. I actually have it at a lower quality upload. So we are currently in Yemisi, I believe is how you pronounce it.
That can't be it.
South Carolina.
We're in the low country of South Carolina.
Yeah, so we are just outside of Charlotte. No, Charlotte, is that where we're at?
We're outside of
I know we're near Beaufort.
Yes, and we are not far from Georgia, from oh man,
Savannah.
We're
about 35-40 minutes north of Savannah. We're staying at a Thousand Trails Park. It's called the Oaks at South Point, and it's named the Oaks for a reason. We are completely covered by oak trees.
We are.
We do have our Starlink up, but there is one tree in the way. So our internet goes out like every 30 minutes. So we are using our T-Mobile hotspot.
Yes.
So we just have the stream low. We're going to do this as long as we can, but if it ends abruptly, it's because the internet's not great. So we're just going to try to go through things. So Teresa said the quality looks good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if you are new to our channel, normally we live stream on Thursday nights.
We do.
But tomorrow we are doing something that I swore I would never ever do.
We are going to have feet back in Florida.
Yes.
Number one.
We're 5 hours outside of Florida.
So
5 hours from where we're going.
We have been gone from Florida for a month.
Yes.
And so this is wild. So we're going back to Florida.
And we get to end our trip the best way you can possibly end.
With our grandbaby.
We get to babysit Peyton for 4 days.
Yeah. Well,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
4 days.
I'm so excited.
So what a way to end the trip, and what a way to bring Allie, our Delta Alliance 294 RK, back to Florida, because Peyton is coming camping with us.
We're so excited.
And by the way, what I said I would never do was, it's not go camping with Peyton. It's go to Fort Wilderness.
Right. It's
which
not
is in
cheap.
Disney. It is ridiculously expensive.
This is definitely like your birthday, my birthday.
I may or may not be only doing this because I can at least write it off if we make a review of Fort Wilderness.
I'm doing it because grandbaby. And, you know, we also, while we were there, I'm so excited to see if she could even like get on it. But we got her a tricycle when we were in Lancaster.
She's a little young for the tricycle.
And it has
but she's
a
gonna
wagon.
Grow into it.
It's a metal one.
And it's pink.
It's hot pink. And it has a wagon behind it so that she can, you know, start a little cottage industry.
Yeah.
Bring her wares to the marketplace and sell them. Eggs, fresh eggs from Peyton.
So yeah, we are super excited to be headed home. It has been an amazing month, but
I miss my kids.
I miss the kids. I miss the grandbaby.
I miss my mama.
And so, yeah, so if you're new here, we normally do this on Thursdays, but because we're going to have Peyton tomorrow and we want to really be able to focus on her, we just decided to move the live stream tonight. But next week, we will be back with our normal live on Thursday, as well as our Keto Beyond the Couch live on Monday.
Yes.
So if you're new here, Thursday night or Wednesday night for today is all about just hanging out with subscribers and answering questions. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask it in the chat. Type question and then whatever you want to answer, ask this way we don't miss it. You can ask pretty much anything within reason.
And sometimes unreasonably.
And sometimes unreasonable.
Go for it.
We may or may not answer it then.
Ask it.
But If you want to make sure we see your question, just because the chat can scroll sometimes quickly, you can use the super chat function. That's the $sign that is down below in the chat window. That highlights our screen, lets us know you have something. We try not to miss those. It's not quite the same setup we have at home. We greatly appreciate you guys for doing that with the super chats, because it does help support us, because this is our full-time job. We also appreciate you if you use our links down below, because that's how we're able to do all of this. Also, a reminder, Keto Brick, May 1st, price increase.
Yes. So
pretty decent price increase.
Yeah. So if you're interested in Keto Brick, you might want to make an order now before the price increases, obviously.
Yep.
So ever since we've been traveling,
I'm going to look for chat.
We have been picking up different meat and different cheeses and different vegetables at all.
Too much cheese.
I'm done with cheese.
You bought all that cheese. You were going to help eat it all.
I know, but I'm stretching it out, babe. Like, I've been eating so much cheese.
There were some where, like, I have enough cheese, and you're like, but
you know what
look,
it is?
it's a family. We have to support the family.
Plus, Lancaster had such a variety. My
like
favorite,
fresh made Swiss cheese from raw milk. Yes, please.
My favorite one was, there was cheese curds that someone was making with horseradish.
I didn't get any.
You did not get any, because
you also ate all the meat sticks.
And the meat sticks. So my food has not really even been hot lately. It's been adult Lunchables. It's been like some meat sticks, a little bit of cheese, a pickle, like all of those kind of things. Some nuts. I'm no more nuts either.
Okay, let's get into the chat. Amber's here, said,
hey, Amber.
I thought I was hallucinating when I saw a live pop up on Wednesday.
You are not hallucinating.
Yeah, now, best way to know what's going on, though, is go join our Mighty Networks group. It's free, members.2krazyketos.com. We also go live in the Meatheads group there, which is the paid section for people who want to support us financially, $5, $10, or $25 a month. Not that you don't have to do that at all. That's just extra stuff. So we have all our YouTube videos. We offer Mighty Networks for free for community, but then we also go live in the Meatheads group. Like Rachel was in there live yesterday, just checking in with people.
And they saw the internet situation, because it would be like all of a sudden the screen would just go black and you could hear me, but you couldn't see me. And then we were back.
Yeah.
Like 4 times.
It's funny. It's been great. Like, we were streaming movies. I uploaded a bunch of videos today, but then I had a Google meeting.
Forget it.
And every 5 minutes it was going out.
Mommy made it back from Mayaca State Park. She
Love
went
that place
to find some alligators, and I bet she found some, because there's a lot.
Chris
there.
Miller is here. Said, hey, y'all, we get to see Chris
in
less than a month. Going on the low carb cruise.
Let us know in the chat if you're going on the low carb cruise. I want to see who is going to be like going in the hot tub with me. Like,
I can't wait for Chris to see our RV.
I'm excited too.
Chris, I got my batteries installed. My inverter is installed. We can run our ACs. We actually have 2 ACs in here, and I did a test yesterday, and I can run both ACs on my one inverter. I may eventually put 2 inverters, but I can run both ACs on one inverter. Although you pretty much can't do anything else. Like, if you were to run a pot of coffee, you'd probably like pop a circuit. But still, the fact that I can do it, I don't think we'd ever run 2 on it, because you're going to lose your batteries.
Somebody else besides me to talk about all of like the ticky tack stuff about this, because he's explaining things to me, and I am just looking at him like there's just crickets. Like, I appreciate what the functions of these things do.
You just appreciate the result of my hard work.
I like the result of your hard work, but I don't understand all of the things that make it
Everything
work. Chris Miller does.
Power. ACs draw a lot of power. Your fireplace draws a lot of power.
All I want is to hear.
I have a 3,000 watt inverter. So, okay, did you say you got your first alligator?
I did. So we have been passing out, and if you came to a meetup, we like passed out some alligators. I love Katie has been like putting the alligators in like different places and taking pictures. Thanks for doing that. It's so much fun. In fact, I got an alligator picture from your sister, and she was showing like a picture of her fish pond, because she has They look like koi. Basically, they're goldfish. But if a goldfish will grow to the size of its tank.
Yeah.
So if you have it long enough, like I think some of hers are 9 or 10 years old, they're great big. So she said, I spotted some alligators in my fish pond.
She lives in upstate New York.
And
There's
I'm
no
looking
alligators.
and looking, and then I see one of these alligators on
Nice.
the outskirts. But yeah, so we actually put an alligator on somebody else's alliance, and they messaged one back, which I thought was really cute. This is Grumpy and the Girls. They have a Facebook page.
Here's the thing, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but what I love about this alligator thing is this is something that Lyons RV owners do. Jeep owners kind of do the same thing
with ducks.
But so Alliance owners are called allies, Alliance, right? So it really hits home for us as people who were formerly obese, where you're afraid to confront's a bad word, but afraid to go up and talk to somebody, approach somebody, say hello. Hey, do you want to be my friend?
Want to go on a bike ride?
Because we were always rejected because we were obese. That's one of the reasons we started our channel. We were like, hey, we need community because most people were like us, where you would walk around looking down at the ground, afraid to make eye contact because you don't want to be rejected. So Alliance has this thing where if you're in an RV park and there's a fellow ally, what you do is you put an alligator on their stoop, on their table. A lot of people put like, hey, I'm in like site number 6. I'm Joe and Rachel, site number 6.
I'm going to bingo tonight.
Or I'm going to bingo.
You want to go bingo?
A way to invite them. Hey, do you want to come have a beer? Do you want to come hang out? Do you want to go play bingo? Without having that awkward confrontation or that awkward conversation of them going, no, you're ugly. I don't want to hang out with you. Right. So it's a way to extend that invitation without having that face-to-face possible rejection. So I really love this.
Well, and it respects people's schedules because maybe they're just not available.
Juliana is here.
Said,
hey, all had a killer hard day today, emotionally at work today. I'm outside planting onions with my hands in the soil, trying to relax.
That is a really good use of your time and energy. Formerly, if I have a hard day, I go and eat. I love the fact that you're finding something else to do, something super productive, something that is life-giving instead of life-sucking, right?
Amber said, it's me. I'm low on electrolytes.
It's me. Okay, good. I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad that you're low on electrolytes, but I'm glad I'm not the only one, Amber, because I just wasn't feeling fantastic. And then I was like, how about I have a couple salties? Yep. And then now I feel really good.
Terry said, just got home from a mandatory work meeting and got the love.
How nice. Glad you made it home safe.
People saying hello.
Nancy is here.
Jennifer is here. Said it's people like you that keep us old folks from knowing what day of the week it is. I'm completely lost. I can't believe we've been on the road for a month.
Cruising does it for me. I laughed at the fact that if you go onto the low carb cruise, you're going to see in the elevator, it tells you what day it is every morning. And I was like, why are they saying on the floor of this elevator that it's Tuesday? But a couple days in, you completely forget what day it is.
Trish is here, said, let the spoiling commence.
I know, right?
My mom made a comment like, you guys are going to spoil that baby rotten. I'm like, yes, we are.
We're going to spoil her sweet.
But not with sugar.
No.
Jackie's here, said, evening, currently making 4 pounds of bacon. Someone stole half my other 4 pounds. Reload.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have been guilty of like Joe frying up what he considers is a big mess of bacon and me just taking half of it before it even gets incorporated into a recipe.
We made, like, I was making, when we were in Indiana, or no, I think it's when we went to visit Josh at Bish's RV in
that video's coming
Michigan.
Out tomorrow.
That video's coming out tomorrow.
It was fun.
We stopped at Meijer. We'd never been in Meijer, and they had bacon, good bacon,
$2.50 a package.
So we bought a bunch of it, and I would make a pound of it, and I would turn around before we even started eating breakfast, and she ate the whole pound.
That can't be it.
Marty's here, said, just got back from Fort Wilderness. I had a lot of fun with my great grands.
That is good. Okay, so is there any like do not misses? What is something, Marty, like since you've been there, what's a do not miss? What's something that's like super fun?
Trish said, have y'all already been gone a month?
Is that crazy?
Right? I can't believe it.
We left on the 31st.
We left on the 31st on Easter Sunday. And so it'll be 29 days that we've been gone. And now, So we get home, we're home for about 3 weeks. Then we're going on the low carb cruise. And now we found out that literally we're going to come home from the low carb cruise. We're probably going to stay home for maybe 1 day because we have to drive from Orlando back to home. And then probably the next day, we got to get back on the road. We got to get back to Elkhart because we're going to be working with Moride suspension. And we're going to be having them do some upgrades on our RV, but it has to be done in Elkhart. So unplanned trip, another week driving. And that's going to be a fun one because I want it to be no more than like 7 to 9 days. So like 2 to 3 days up there, 1 to 2 days there, and then 2 to 3 days back home. That's going to be a quick trip.
Now I want to watch that old show, Benny Hill.
I definitely want to meet up with some people along the way, even if it's like when we stop overnight, come have dinner with us while we're waiting. What we're trying to do, our new routine is get up early. Like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
I was already getting up early.
But be out of the site by that time. Like we tried to be out of the site the other day. Was it yesterday? When we tried to be out by 7 o'clock in the morning, and we had a problem with one of my stabilizer jacks. So that delayed us like 40 minutes. And so, but that's the deal. The deal is try to be out by like 7 in the morning, drive for about 6 hours. Then I'm not so tired. Pull in when we are somewhere around 2 o'clock.
What is your limit for driving during like a road trip? Like
I can do 12.
How many hours can you do?
Pulling the RV. This part of the drive is easy. It's flat land, but driving up north with mountains and ice and rain and hills.
I'm pretty toasty after 6 hours,
but I don't mind it. But I try to shoot for around 6. If we go longer, we're good. But that allows us to get in and kind of relax for a couple of hours.
Oh, I see some questions. Chris says, Joe, are you having a 3D printing withdrawal? Yes, he is.
I'm having 3D printing withdrawals.
There's so many things.
Rachel has a whole list of things that I have to create for the RV. We need a shoe basket. We need things for the utensils because our drawers are kind of narrow. Nothing in the store fits right. So I'm just going to custom design things to put in the drawers for utensils. I
still would like to do, Chris and us, we were talking about where you would have in some campers, it's really like a Jayco thing, that you have a cup holder tray, like desk tray.
I will work on that.
That is something that I would still like to have.
My sister here said it's the cutest tricycle ever. Rachel loves riding it. Yeah,
well, I had to test it. I had to test it out, make sure it worked.
Let's see.
Natalie.
Anybody know of a good endocrinologist? Keto triple B&E insulin is too high. Needed someone willing to listen, not just standard doctor answer.
That's a great question. There's a lot of keto doctors out there that I know do like teledoc things. I'm pretty sure Dr. Brian Linskus does. I'm pretty sure Dr. Tony Hampton does. If you'd be interested in talking to them.
Now we're not doctors, nurses, or health professionals, but your insulin, it's gonna, if you had high insulin before, it's gonna take some time to come down. It is, and you need to eat as low carb as possible, like close to carnivore, meat and vegetables. Avoid a bunch of other things. Make sure you're counting total carbs. I would be keeping your total carbs between 10 and 20 total carbs, no more than that. And just give your body some time to heal. And also, this is a big thing with insulin, is you do not snack in between meals. 2 to 3 meals tops. I would probably shoot for about 2 meals a day. No snacking in between. Every time you eat, even if it's just fat and protein, you're going to have an insulin reaction.
Also,
you don't want to have those insulin reactions.
I like to see like what's going on the rest of your life, not just the food on your plate, but like, is there like some major stressors going on? Because I found that ain't nothing make my blood glucose go up like stress, especially related to the children.
My sister said fell over with how much cheese I brought home from Lancaster.
So Joe, I had bought so much cheese, and I'm not usually the person that picks out the cheese. Like Joe likes the cheese the most, but there were so many.
You were picking them out just fine.
There were so many interesting, like strange cheeses that I'm not used to seeing, that like we got back and Joe said, "Hey, Terry, you actually forgot an entire bag of cheese that's here in the cooler. And she's like, that's not mine. That's your wife's. And I was like, guilty. I did. I bought more and more cheese.
Luann's here, said just got back from a cruise to Roatan, Costa
Ooh.
Maya, and Cozumel. Saw the slots this time.
How
so fun. We're going
fun.
to Cozumel in November.
I can remember a couple people in the last year's local cruise.
Jackie went.
You guys went and saw the sloths, right? They were so cute.
Becky said, "Where are Joe and Rachel today? We are in Yemassee, South Carolina.
Yemassee.
That's where we are.
We'll see.
And then tomorrow, headed to Orlando.
Fancy Orlando, Florida."
Dustin is here. Said,
hey,
y'all are going to keep going early to keep us on our toes.
Right? Like, where are you?
Katie's here. Hey, Rachel's beautiful face two nights in a row. I'm living.
Oh my gosh, I love you so much. More like I get to hang out with Katie.
Natalie said 2025 low carb cruise. Yep.
We going to Alaska, baby.
Okay, so Trish is here. Joe, how do we best optimize Amazon benefits towards the 2KK channel?
Oh, nice.
I added an item from your list to our cart and then shopped for some items we needed. Got rid of the original 2KK item. Works. Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for asking. And we really, really do appreciate
Bless your heart, Trish.
And the way Amazon works is Amazon, if somebody uses our link, it gives us a couple of pennies. It's not a lot, but it adds up. It gives us a couple pennies. And what it does, it actually gives it back to us as an Amazon gift card. And considering most of our shopping is actually on Amazon, I will say that I'm definitely spoiled from at home being able to just order and it gets delivered to our house several times a day. But being on the road, we have definitely utilized things like Amazon drop boxes.
Yeah, they have
stuff.
like locker boxes.
You know, when we were picking up the RV and we were in Elkhart, there was a 7-Eleven that had a box. And it was nice because there were things that we needed to get this up and running. One of our batteries went dead on the camera one day. And so it's been nice to be able to have that stuff delivered to local boxes. But we're a little spoiled because I'm used to just having big things and those boxes only take little things. But yeah, the best way to do Amazon, and we appreciate it when you guys do that, you can click on any item that we have for Amazon. So any of the Amazon links down below, or if you go to our website, which we're going to be working on once we get home, we're looking for someone who can help us kind of fix up the website as well as create one for Two Crazy Campers. But click on our Amazon store and then click on any one of those items. And then all you do is click on it. You don't even have to put it in your cart. Just click on it to get to Amazon. And then anything you purchase from Amazon looks at it as that we sent you to Amazon.
It's like a portal.
And we do appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
It does add up that it's like 0.5%, but it adds up over the course of the month. So thank you very much. Juliana said, Rachel, I just bought a second bikini top, put in public.
Yes.
I didn't die.
You didn't die.
And She Fit Swim actually has used my photo worldwide in their email in spring break.
For real women. I love that. Juju B, I am so flippin' proud of you. I love it every single time you post a picture of yourself. I love your beautiful face.
Mary said, hi from Alaska. What could cause a metallic taste in your mouth? I've been keto meat heavy for a while now. Months, year. Could be like high iron in your food. Could be a few different things.
Yeah.
You know, again, that's something that I might turn to like Dr. Barry, go in his Mighty Networks group and ask him that question.
Totally worth it. Hey, Lindsay's here. Hey,
Matt
Lindsay
is here. Said, Joe, we've made some cookies for you. In fact, I made them with Sarah's Joyful Journey Help. Yeah, he sent us a text right before we went.
How nice. Thank you.
Julie wants to know, is Rachel missing her dehydrator?
Yes.
I'm obsessed with bacon, jerky, and meat.
Julie, thank you. Actually, yes.
I'm waiting for you to say you want to buy one for the RV.
I do want to buy one for the RV.
We're overweight.
I know. So I didn't ask. Do I get no bragging?
You did.
I didn't ask because I asked and answered it in my brain, and the answer was we're too heavy already.
We can get rid of some clothes.
But I'll tell you yours. What I will tell you is I am looking forward to getting home. So we bought a big box of steakums for us to just make like Philly cheesesteaks when we were in the camper. Haven't done it because I think I'm just mourning the loss of my meat thins right now. I miss meat thins.
It's funny. I said we're overweight. So Chris is here.
Hey, Chris.
So We
Oh, you
literally-
mean Chris Miller.
So we weighed the unit coming down. I actually didn't get the third weight. I should have weighed it without our weight distribution jacks, but we are pretty much like right at the limit of the RV, and we don't have anything in it. Because we upgraded the suspension. We added
Batteries.
Well, so before the batteries, we upgraded the suspension and we added the auto level. So that took away from cargo carrying capacity. The upgraded suspension technically gives us more weight carrying capacity. However, the frame itself is only rated for 10,000 pounds. So he was like, there's no sense in changing the sticker, but we could technically carry a little bit more. But our batteries weigh 250 pounds. The inverter weighs 60 pounds. Our mattress weighs like 80 pounds. That's why they put in crappy mattresses, because they don't weigh anything. The only thing is that I did have so many tools. I had almost 300 pounds of tools and wire in the RV that I brought with me to hook up the RV to put in the batteries. So when I took all that out, that takes off a lot of weight, and our bicycles are adding about 250 pounds.
Are you married to a tinkerer also? I am married to a tinkerer. Tag says, I made some Jell-O using unflavored gelatin and some salty.
Yep.
And it was nice.
Yeah, we do that when we're at home.
I love that. Missing your face, young man.
Matt said those type of people who don't know what they're missing by not hanging out with two crazy ketos.
How's your house doing? Is Sarah doing okay? Did Emma? Oh, Emma, it's her birthday. It's her birthday yesterday.
Okay.
Let's sing happy birthday. You ready? Because she turned 23, just like Caleb.
Somebody else in our group turned it. It was their birthday yesterday, and it was in Mighty Networks, and I forgot who it was.
You ready?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emma. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more, young lady. She was my ride buddy when we were on the Hagrid motorbike ride. She let me ride on the motorcycle and she rode on the sidecar, and it was lovely because she is amazing, just like her parents. She is exactly both of them. You know how sometimes you see a child and you're like, oh, you look exactly like your mom, or oh, you look exactly like your dad. She looks exactly like both of them together.
Terry said, bacon jerky sounds great. Just made beef jerky. Got to try bacon. Okay, Terry, we didn't show you how to make bacon jerky. We have a video on it. Here's all you have to do. Go buy thick cut bacon. Okay, you have lots of options up there.
Yeah.
Right? Buy thick cut bacon and just put it in your dehydrator. Now, if you want, go get some G. Hughes sauce. Do we have any here?
You probably do. Bye, Joe.
So what you want to do is get something like this,
right?
Like the G. Hughes wing sauce. Get some of this. There's also the one that you really liked. It's like a dipping sauce.
The Thai chili.
The Thai chili. So you get that and just with a pastry brush it on. This is optional, but it gives it a really good flavor. You can also soak it in like a teriyaki sauce, like a good keto-friendly teriyaki sauce. Liquid aminos. You're going to put them in your dehydrator. You're going to lay them flat on the rack. Now, just be warned, it does drip some grease down the bottom, so you'll have to clean. Make sure you have your plastic liner thing in the bottom. You're going to go for about 5 hours at 167 degrees. It comes out chewy like beef jerky, but not fatty and
not snotty bacon.
Not snotty bacon.
It's hard enough to hold its own, but it's wild because it comes out like a board and it doesn't shrink. You're used to bacon like kind of shriveling up, and this is like I put it in and it was this thick, and I'm taking it out and it's also this thick.
The best way to consume bacon. It really is.
I ate quite a bit of it on RV Unplugged season 2.
10 pounds. Dustin said, you can go ahead and check out the stables. The name escapes me, but it's where all the Disney horses are kept. Yep, that is on the list. And then Matt said they have a campfire at Fort Wilderness, usually with Chippendale. We're planning on doing that tomorrow.
I'm hoping that we can do that tomorrow night. I'm really excited.
We even popped for the golf cart.
Who are these people? Who are they?
Joe said, finally just watched the April 1st keto on the couch.
Oh, I'm glad you're back, Joe. Did you have a good cruise in your most recent cruise? Matt says 10 to 12 hours for me. That's about all I can handle as far as driving goes.
Yeah.
That's pushing it for me.
We regularly will do 10 to 12 hours when we're not towing the RV. But the towing the RV just completely depends on like where we are. Like in Florida, I can handle that. No problem. Because it's pretty easy driving. But when you got windy roads and lots of trucks and stuff like that.
God bless Nancy. I see Nancy's here. She says usually 10 to 12 hours is my max unless I hit rain. She actually was so
I hate driving in
awesome.
the rain.
She came to our Lancaster meetup. She was checking on her mom, and then she was about 3 hours away and was able to have lunch with us on her way back home. But she was going not straight through, but trying to do that kind of like 8 to 10 hours and then stop at a rest stop at the very least and just kind of get some shut eye and then keep going.
Trish said we drove 17 hours straight without turning off the van. It was a hot July and had 2 cats.
Oh my gosh.
I did 24 hours with Rachel once and I thought she was going to divorce me. And I think we were only married for a year.
We had the 3 kids, and yeah, that was a stanky minivan. Like there is no stank.
You've gotten better because even when we were going up to Elkhart, we did do 12 hours one day and you did great. I think that your diet has definitely helped you.
Well, that did a lot. Well, and it's weird. I don't really get hungry on travel days.
No.
I mean, I think we had like a hot dog or two a couple of times.
We had a hot dog on one day and then we had brisket from Buc-ee's on the other.
That was a good day. But
speaking of Buc-ee's, I finally got to a South Carolina Buc-ee's.
He was so excited, guys. Just like as soon as he sees it, he's like, "Oh!"
I'm on a mission to go to every Buc-ee's in the United States.
Although I can't throw too many stones because number one, I want pajamas from every Buc-ee's. You
have every set that they own.
I love me some Buc-ee's pajamas.
Well,
they're super soft.
It's not even Buc-ee's labeled.
It's like I don't like the Buc-ee's brands.
No,
it's another one there, but it's super, super soft. It's like a t-shirt material with velvet or something. And it's just really soft and super comfy. And then I did buy a t-shirt where me and Peyton match.
Nice. Jackie said, everyone seen that they're talking about banning some red, yellow, and blue dyes in some foods in some states? Progress.
Yeah.
Except for they'll just make another one and then like red dye number 754.
I seriously, as a kid, my mom can tell you if she's still in the chat. I had a horrifying allergic reaction to the red dyes and I can remember I could not have Fruit Loops. There were other things I couldn't have either, but I seriously had a terrible reaction to it.
Lindsay said the limit of hours for driving doesn't exist for the
Murphys. You could just keep on going. And of course, you can fly.
I can.
You can fly.
It just depends on what's going on.
You can fly. You can fly.
The problem for us is Rachel doesn't drive at night.
No.
So we
don't talk about Bruno either.
If we are splitting driving, like I would have to do all the night. And I can get into the night. It's the middle of the night that bothers me. Because then once the sun comes up,
when you're in the heat of the night.
But sometimes it's just better for me to not go to sleep.
NYPD Blue.
What's wrong with you?
Lots of stuff.
Carolyn said, not taking an excursion in Roatan. Is there easy access to a beach for snorkeling? Roatan.
In Roatan, Honduras.
We went scuba diving. But I believe there are a couple of places right around the cruise port.
Usually, right when you get off the ship, there is usually something that's like more touristy, more like Epcot Roatan versus like actual Roatan. But I do remember there was a lot more driving in Roatan that we did to get to our excursion.
Well, we went diving on the other side of the island.
Like if you told me like Labadee, dang, there was plenty of stuff. The perfect day at Coco Cay, lots of swimming, but I don't remember Roatan having a lot there.
We went scuba diving, so we didn't really explore.
I was kind of like tunnel vision.
B-Dog said, Joe, I bought a brisket today and I still don't have a smoker. I need to cook it in my oven. Help. Super easy. Okay, this is super easy. You're going to do it just like in a smoker. What I want you to do is you're going to put it into your oven. First of all, cover it in salt, pepper, garlic if you want. Salt, just red and real salt, great. If you have a salt, pepper, garlic mixture, that'll work. You can even put in coffee grounds or whatever. You're going to give it a good rub down. That sounds so bad. Okay, then.
Good night, everybody.
Then what you're going to do is you're going to put it into your oven at about 225 to 230 degrees. You're going to just cook it. Just let it go. When you let it go, you're going to go until you get to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. So you use a good meat probe. ThermoWorks works really well. We have a link for one down below. But you can also, by the way, if you have any other kind of meat probes, like the Meter, which is our absolute
That's really
favorite.
awesome.
In fact, we're going to be giving another one away when we get back home.
Mhm.
But you can get a Meter, put it in there. When it gets to 165 degrees, take it out and then wrap it in either butcher paper or aluminum foil. Completely wrap it. A foil boat will also work well, where you just basically do the sides and the bottom, but not the top, because then it doesn't get like all moist. It's the meat stays moist, but what happens is you get a nice crust or bark on it. That's why butcher paper works so well. You get a better bark with butcher paper. Now you're going to put it back in there. You're going to leave it in there till you get to an internal temperature of about 205 degrees. If you're taking an instant read thermometer, you should be able to take it and literally drop it and have it go right through the meat.
Yeah,
that's how
like
tender
butter.
you want it to be.
Oh, Jennifer's got a good idea. She says, we need an alley map trapping where she is now. I love that. That would be super fun.
Janice said, I almost missed you. I was on my waiver vibration plate. So amazing.
How are you feeling, Janice? Are you still doing good?
Katie wants to know, does Allie have a bidet? No, although I'm looking for one that I can get in here. I have to have Chris look at it because they say there are some, but it's got a weird hump in the back. So I need to have her look at it. Chris
said, a weird hump in the back.
Overweight with nothing in it. Yeah, well, because we did find out they don't actually weigh these RVs when they make those stickers. The way they do it is they basically add up the weight of everything they put in there and go, that's the weight of the RV. But every RV is different. So it's kind of a guesstimate, but we added some extra things in here. We're supposed to have 2,000 pounds of cargo carrying capacity.
I have that much coffee.
We took out,
in here.
We lost 500 with our stabilization, like our auto level, and then the upgraded axles, which should have technically added more. The batteries, the mattress. I do think I had a bunch of water that I forgot to dump. I think we had like 3/4 of a thing of water, and water weighs almost 9 pounds a gallon. So if you're carrying 40 gallons of water, you just added a bunch of weight to your RV.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not worrying about it personally.
There's been some years where I thought I was carrying 9 gallons of water in my legs.
Michelle said, I was wondering about your weight. We're really careful about that. Yeah, like we're just right on the edge. But again, we're
living on the edge.
We were right on the edge when we stopped at the truck stop, but we're carrying stuff that we normally would not carry.
Especially all your tools.
All my extra tools and lots of wire weighs a lot. Like all that extra copper wire. So we definitely took off a lot of weight when we did that. And again, our bicycles are hanging on the back. We wouldn't normally have that on there. That's like 250 pounds. So it adds up quick.
We bought a lot of cheese and meat and Lancaster. There's a lot of meat. There were some great meat deals in New York, in Indiana, and in Lancaster.
Yeah.
All the meat deals.
Pamela said, I love watching you guys. My husband diabetic, and I've been diagnosed with irregular heart rate.
Oh.
We need know that we need to get our act together. Thank you for the push. Kentucky loves to.
Oh, Pamela, thank you so much for being here. And let us know if there's a way that we can be a help or a service to you in any way.
Yeah, Dustin said, what can go in the truck bed to lower the weight of the trailer? Pretty much like a lot of stuff. It's just that the truck bed had our suitcases, our generator, things that, again, we wouldn't normally be toting around with us. So like our bicycles would normally be in the truck bed. That's why we bought foldable bikes.
I have really been enjoying my bike. I know Nancy has the same bikes that we do, Nancy and Les do. And boy, I know she said that she enjoyed them. And I really love my bike.
Julie said, I don't use any sauce on the bacon jerky. Yeah, we usually do it plain, but sometimes we just want something different.
Just to be fancy. Lynette's here. Hey, Lynette.
Matt said, our house is good. Sarah finally is starting to feel better.
Good.
Yesterday was worse, and now she's on the mend.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Sabrina said, when it comes to driving, they try to keep it to 350 miles, no more when pulling the RV. And that's a really long day. That's about my thing. Is like it's usually about 350 miles.
Well, because the thing is that if you're driving in a car, like when we went to Keto Palooza and it's just like you and your vehicle, that's one thing. But like you have to have enough reserve energy to pull up to the campsite and hook up, because it's not like, you know, I mean, unless
I
you
do
stay
not want to arrive at a
attached.
campsite at night. The only
Right.
place I'm willing to arrive at night is home, because a lot of times I don't park in
But
front.
you know where
I
the
just pull
trees
it out in
are.
front, but also I can and have parked the RV in the middle of the night at our house. But when we were getting to a campsite, number one, it's rude to your fellow campers. But that's our whole thing is we want to be in by 5 o'clock. That's always the goal. Be parked by 5 o'clock, preferably earlier.
How many years old are you, Rachel and Joe? In by 5 o'clock. We're that many years old.
Jennifer said Hubs and I drove 18 hours straight to Daytona, watched the race, and then drove
Wow.
18 hours straight
What?
home.
Oh my gosh, I'm way too old for that now, dude. There's no way. I don't think I've ever been that age. You are awesome, dude. What a firecracker.
Juliana said 13 and a half hours alone with 3 kids, infant, toddler, and preschool was my personal best.
Wow.
But I am for 6 hours, like Rachel said, get up, breakfast, get out, get to the next stop with a few hours a day.
Yeah, that's me too. Like because if we go past like the 8-hour mark, I start to not be friendly. I start to get like snarky and like whiny. I get whiny, and that's not good for anybody.
Ron said, hey, Joe and Rachel, everyone watching from Massachusetts.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Kim said, I'm so glad I'm not the only person who sings song lyrics during a normal conversation.
You are not alone.
I'm just used to it.
We were just talking about like singing during like cruise shows, because we actually saw South Pacific when we were in Lancaster. It was amazing.
It was really good.
It was so good. It was at the Fulton Theater there in Lancaster. It was just absolute. The guy that was like the lead singer was freaking incredible. But I was so proud because I did not sing along, because we had just discussed how it could be very rude to sing along. But on the cruise, I'm singing along. What did you say was the show on the low carb cruise? Is it Hairspray?
No. I don't know what I don't know if there's a show or what it is on Adventure of the Seas. I just know that we are going on Symphony of the Seas in November, and that one is Hairspray.
Good morning, Baltimore.
Michelle said, did you guys go to the world's largest flea market in Shipshawana? No,
not
it was
open
closed.
yet. It wasn't open yet. We realized that coming in April was a Florida
It was
move.
the only time. Well, it was the only time it was going to work. Everything was just opening. Now,
May open.
When we went to Lancaster, we stayed at the Circle M Resort. It's 1,000 Trails Park. And
it was our first week.
And they had just opened up the week prior, or actually earlier in the week. And when we got there, in the area that we were along the river, it was actually really nice. There were like 3 other campers. It was like pick of the litter, because there it's like first come, first serve, go pick a spot. So we get down, we pick up the spot. Great. The day before we left,
holy,
you So my hotspot turned off. So now we're on Starlink. So we're going to launch up the hotspot, and then we can switch back over to it, because who knows about Starlink. So anyway, yeah, it got really, really busy. And so we ended up on the last night, we went up to the management and we said to him, hey, would you mind if we hook up and just dry camp in the upper parking lot? Because we were going to wake up every way, because we were leaving at 6:30. So I love my meter probes. I've done last year. I do all the cooking on the charcoal grill now.
Oh, that's smart. Oh, I love my face. When something freezes, I always have like the silliest look on my face. Maybe it's because I always have a silly look. on my face.
I think that we need to get off.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to get this to pull up.
It's like, no, I don't want to. Looks like we're frozen. You can't do a backup. Another.
I'm trying to launch this thing.
Okay.
So.
Not working. Let's see.
It won't turn on.
It's going to be that kind of Wednesday night live stream. It's trying. Oh, I see the swirl. So that means that we exist at the very least. Dun da da da. So how is your Wednesday going? On a scale of 1 to not actually there. How are you doing?
Okay. So any more before we get off?
Let's see. I actually saw somebody saying hello from Guam. Well, hello. How are you, island buddy?
Okay, we can. You want to read that again, just in case?
Yeah, I didn't even understand what you said.
So Becky wants to know.
Vicky
wants to know: have you guys had to do a weight loss protocol since trashing the scale? What do you do, or will you do when you need to? We're just kind of going by how we feel.
Yeah.
So all of my clothes still fit. I know that.
So,
I feel puffy sometimes, but I don't think that's fat. That's like lack of electrolytes, too much cheese, that kind of stuff.
I definitely know that I need to not eat any more cheese right now. that is it. That is going to be the rule. Rachel's not eating any more cheese. But yeah, I'm just using my clothes. So like we brought our clothes that we normally wear that I was wearing, before I trashed my scale. I hadn't gotten any new like jeans or anything. And so I can tell like how I feel in that. If something was to happen, I would definitely take a look at what I'm eating, just like anybody would. But we mostly eat meat, a little bit
of whipped cream,
a little bit of vegetables for entertainment purposes, and so I'm not as worried because of the fact of like what we eat. I know that the food that we eat, it's serving us. It's serving us.
The biggest issue that we're struggling with right now is honestly stress.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that
like when the internet does not work.
As this trip is winding down, but for example, we hired a professional videographer to help us with filming our walkthroughs at a Lyons RV because we were doing a bunch of interviews. I went to edit some of them last night, and evidently one of the microphones wasn't working.
There's no do-over.
And so at first I was so mad at myself. I told Rachel, like, this just ruined my whole night. I should have checked this stuff before we left. But guess what? Even if I would have checked it that day, okay, because it was evidently showing up in the camera, and I'm hoping that he's able to help us out and fix it. I mean, we have 90% of it, and fortunately, it was only Rachel's microphone. It wasn't the people we were interviewing.
Right. Oh, that's true.
And
I was like,
so
wait a minute.
I might be able to pull her audio out, like where it's coming through another microphone. It just won't sound as crisp. But even if I would have checked it that day when he handed me the footage, if it wasn't there, there was no do-over. This was a one-time, and it could have happened with us. We had to do some stuff for RV Unplugged today. We had to go do some promo for commercials. And we got back to the RV, and one of the mics wasn't on. And I'm like,
so it's just this
so stress. That stress, like the stress of like the internet thing, that is definitely not helping us. But there's nothing you can do about stress. You have to learn how to manage it. And that is what we're learning how to manage stress because we're in a new environment.
And our response. So like managing
my
stress
response is not as good as Rachel's.
So stress response, but I've been working on it longer because I think that my stress response initially, like I want to say 2 years ago, was just crumble. Like just crumble, and be sad, be depressed, like, want to give up, goals. I'm like burping to death with this, like this electrolytes. But I can't act like that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I want to continue moving forward. And so it's important for me to practice stress response management as well, which is why we're talking about that in the Meatheads group in Mighty Networks.
Matt said, I want to brag on my wife. She's doing carnivore in 19 days and she's down 8 pounds, made it through sickness and still active with ghosts. My keto hero.
That is so stinking awesome. I love you guys. You're so cute.
Teresa said, RV Unplugged promos, maybe a clue.
Dun. Now, we can neither confirm.
I will be honest,
nor
it
deny,
was stuff for sponsors.
We could neither confirm nor deny that we were even on a show.
Yeah. So if you're new here, maybe you're watching this for the first time.
Hi.
We were contestants on RV Unplugged season 2. If you want to know what that is, basically it is Survivor meets RV.
Right.
That's what it was. We had a boondock for over 10 days where you're basically not plugged in. Whatever water you brought with you, that's all you had. And then you competed in Survivor competitions till you had the last man standing. And so the first episode will air on May 29th on RV Unplugged YouTube. That's going to be the best way to watch it.
So definitely go sign up for their YouTube channel.
Because they're giving away lots of stuff.
They're giving away a ton of stuff, whether you have an RV or not. There's lots of cool things that they're giving away. And we're going to be watching that first episode when we're on the low carb cruise. So we'll definitely have to have a watch party for it.
Yeah.
So excited.
And also, if you're interested, they have the finale rally, which is in August, immediately following the Keto Orlando Summit. And it's actually in Auburndale, Florida. And even if you don't have an RV, you can still come. They have cabins and cabanas, and you can come hang out with the rest of the cast, with us, with other people, competing games,
like a week,
and just relax and have a good time.
It's going to be awesome.
Yep. So super excited about that. I think that we're pretty caught up, and before our internet goes out, I would say let's read these last couple and then get off. Sabrina said, working out meditation app has the biggest difference in my stress management.
And it is so important because you can be eating everything right and even moving your body and still weirdly feel like you're completely run down, be susceptible to sickness, just feel like your immune system is completely jacked. Has a lot to do with stress. So you can be doing a lot of things right in a lot of areas, but if your stress, in my experience, if your stress is still a problem and you're not handling it well, then it will back up on you and you're not going to have the success in your goals that you're wanting.
Keto Karen said, I've been misbehaving a lot lately, back on track now. I want to show everybody that keto works. I want you to do it for you.
Yeah, but you know what? I totally get that. I get that. The desire to show that it works, and because you want to be a lighthouse to other people. And that is the best way, that if you have friends or family members that are sick, maybe you're doing it. When we got started on keto, we didn't even know what it could do for our health. We were just trying to lose weight. And so now that we see all of the things that proper nutrition speaks into in our bodies, it's not just about weight loss. It's actually the weight loss thing is such a tip of the iceberg of all of the amazing things that proper nutrition does for our bodies. Then I want all of the people that I love to also follow this protocol. Well, in order for them to follow me, I have to be leading a straight path, right? I have to be giving them something to follow. So I think a lot of times just being accountable to the people that I love in my life helps me to stay on track. I mean, certainly this is just the way that we eat. It's not a decision that I have to make every morning. But when we're babysitting Peyton, that's definitely a reminder of why we eat the way that we eat. Yeah. And then also we want to be a lighthouse for her while we're watching her.
Trace says that I can't wait to see it. First season was great. If you really the first season of RV Unplugged, you're going to love season 2. Because season 1 was 3 guys running around with GoPro cameras. Season 2, they hired a professional film crew who's won Emmys. And I mean, it was just amazing.
It was neat when in our last campsite in North Carolina, we were actually like just 2 campers away from the Wayward Wags, who was also contestants on RV Unplugged. And we have not seen them since we left Auburndale earlier this year, but it just felt like a million years ago that we had seen them. So it was just so nice to like catch up with them, see how they were going. They were going north as we were going south.
Yeah, most people are going north at this point. Jackie is here.
Hey, Jackie.
Fellow allies.
Yay.
Our family of 4 has been full-time in our alliance valor for 2.5
How
years.
awesome. So neat.
Sabrina said, I'm so excited for the finale rally.
Yes,
I have our trip mapped out in RV Trip Wizard and have started making the reservations at campgrounds.
Woohoo! That's going to be so much fun. We're going to have a blast.
Wait.
I definitely think Sabrina and Mark, you need to try out.
Yes.
For season 3.
You need to try out for season 3. They're going to be picking it from people who
Sabrina and Burt Reynolds could whoop some booty.
Yep. Okay, we're going to get off, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about the little hiccup. We had Jackie wants to know, think a sun lamp is worth it if you wake up at 3 a.m. and don't see the sun until 4:30 p.m. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. So, yeah, we will be back live on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time, live from Florida. With Keto Beyond the Couch. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
We love you.
Have a good night.